Well, hey, and welcome to another episode of Beetle Dustino coming at you again today with yet another on shrinking. This one, though, we can truly call an unboxing because this is definitely a box set we're going to be looking at today. Of course, we're looking at Jimi Hendrix today, and I'm glad I watched TJR's unboxing of this earlier because I learned you got to be a little careful with this box, and I'll point that out a little more as we get going. But anyways, let's get on and see what's in the box after the intro. So yes, today we are looking at Bold as Love, Access Bold as Love, the Access Bold as Love sessions. Of course, Jimi Hendrix Experience, kind of celebrating the album Access Bold as Love. Pretty nice box here. We got a stereo version of it. We got a mono version of it. So let's see. Yeah, original stereo mix and original mono mix. And then we got two other discs of all kinds of bonus features. 40 alternative, as it says here, 40 alternative versions, unreleased studio tracks, demos, live tracks, television appearances, and 28 of which are unreleased. So pretty good little box there. Of course, Access Bold as Love originally came out on December 1st, 1967 in the UK, and January 15th of 1968 in the US. This box here, the new version of it, the new box set celebrating the album, not an anniversary date or anything, but the Access or Bold as Love, the Access Bold as Love Sessions box came out November 7th, 2025. There is also a 5 LP plus a Blu-ray version vinyl set. That is available too. This, of course, is the 4 CD plus Blu-ray set. This was Chaz Chandler, the original Hendrix producer, was working with this. They did a whole new Atmos mix for the album too, along with the original engineer Eddie Kramer and Chandler Harrod, I believe, or Herod. I'm not sure. One of those two. Me and pronunciations are never great, so there we go. But anyways, that's kind of the breakdown on what we're seeing here. So let's see what's in the box. And I absolutely love this artwork on it. I know TJR mentioned some people are not too happy with it. I quite like it. And I think it's really cool. This is 5-year-old Jimi Hendrix did this artwork. And I think that's cool because, man, if I had that much talent as a 5-year-old, but obviously that man had talent all the way up till he was 27. So, and still would if he was with us today, in many more ways than just his artwork here. But anyways, let's get this opened. And I'm going to use, as I've been using the guitar picks lately, and it's all out of my little Beatles guitar pick box. I got my Sgt. Pepper's one. He liked to play Sgt. Pepper's. There's that great story that Paul McCartney always tells about him playing Sgt. Pepper's just days after the album was released. So we're going to use Sgt. Pepper's to get this open. So let's take a look and get it going here. So there we got it unshrinked, and now we'll get it unboxed. But before we do that, we'll take a look at the hype sticker. I usually try to show this before I do this part, but there is the hype sticker. The Experience Hendrix always does the greatest hype stickers. They've been doing these since the late 90s with this purple and orange. So they've been very consistent on that, but we'll just take a quick rundown on this. It is the authorized Hendrix Family Edition, Bold as Love, the Access Bold as Love Sessions, 4 CD, 1 Blu-ray, 27 previously unreleased recordings made during 1967. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to do this, but it's a lot easier for my old eyes. My eye doctor can never get this right with my prescription. I don't know why. The 1967 stereo and mono mixes remastered by Bernie Grundman from the original flat master tapes, Dolby Atmos mixes of the entire Access Bold as Love album, plus 24-bit 96 kilohertz uncompressed stereo and mono original 1967 mixes, 44-page booklet filled with rare photos and comprehensive liner notes. So there is the breakdown on the hype sticker. And now let's take a look at this beautiful box. I've been just so impressed by this artwork, and I'm really shocked to hear people saying that they don't like it. I know that the original album has had, the artwork in that has had some criticism too. I know Jimmy didn't like it. I know there was some criticism that it was a little hostile and abusive towards certain people, and I could maybe see that in a way. I always thought it kind of looked cool myself up until I read that stuff and kind of understand that a little better when I first started listening to this as a teenager. Yeah, I get why the original artwork could be, but they didn't abandon it. There is versions of it in here. But yeah, I think this is just really cool. I really think this is a great box, and it gets even cooler as we take the slipcase off. But let's first take a look at everything here. This does have the gold foil and everything. That's really great. This is die cut, as I'm sure you might be able to see there. There's the one spine, really nothing on the top. The other spine there, pretty much the same. I'll show you the back here, and you can get a look at the track listing and everything of the 4-disc. And as you might see, that it is serial numbered too. I didn't see TJR really mention that, but it is serial numbered. And there's my number there, 4219. I don't know out of what, but I always think it's cool when you get a serial numbered box. And let's take a look. We'll slip this off as you can kind of see the die cut going there. And this is what it looks like outside of the slipcase. So we get that really nice view of that artwork, 5-year-old Jimi Hendrix artwork. My mom has been kind of watching some of the news stuff on this and everything, and she's really been impressed with it. She was a Head Start teacher, worked with kids for many, many, many years, and she always loves children's art, and she's been just overly impressed with this. So I people out there are going to be liking this. Really nothing on the spines or anything. We got another kind of version of the artwork there, kind of with a horse under it there. I think that's just something kind of showing what Jimmy was trying to portray there. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, age 5. There we go. It does say that right there. That's cool. Front rainbow dragon, back rainbow horse, crayons on craft paper. That's cool. So I love that they credited that to him there. I'll show you that one more time. And then these do slip out. I know TJR was mentioning too how this is kind of a nice size, and the recent Springsteen set is kind of the smaller size too. And let's see, so this is kind of our first out of the box here, of the folio and everything. I don't think there's anything on the spine or anything, but I think the artwork in this is just fantastic. This is just a great picture of him here. I love this of him too. Really good job, whoever did the artwork on this all. And there we go. I told you that we're going to get the original artwork in here after I kind of criticized it there a little, but it's true. I mean, it's out there. Common knowledge. Hendrix wasn't a big fan of it, and other people were not a big fan of it either. So, but yet, I don't know. In a way, that psychedelic whatever thing is pretty cool, but I think this updated artwork is much better. So there is the booklet, and we are going to take a look at this next. And I'll kind of show you here with the folio before I put it up. But the booklet kind of sits in the middle of the box there. And I'm going to show one more thing towards the end on the box size, which I was really kind of impressed with. But we'll just take a quick look at the booklet, front and the back again there. I'll just kind of flip through, show you a few of the pictures, get you a good idea on what you're kind of getting with the book. But like I always say, I'll kind of hold it there. If you want to pause it and try to read it, go for it. But if you really want to see what it says, go out and get yourself the CD set or the vinyl set. So that's the best way to see any of this anyway. We kind of do these unboxings and that just kind of show you what you're getting. Not necessarily show it to you so you can read everything and all that. But yeah, the Hendrix family is always, since the late 90s, I've been collecting this stuff since the late 90s. That's when I got really into collecting his stuff. I've always been a CD collector of his. I do have a couple of vinyls, but a couple of LPs, I guess we'll say it that way, but not a lot. That's really cool. Wow, that's awesome. I'll hold that one more time there. And let's see, I'm hoping there's nothing in here that we can't show on YouTube. I know there's been Hendrix sets in the past that might have something in there, like the Electric Ladyland one, which I've never shown on my channel. I got that obviously before I had the channel going, but yeah, I've never shown that box yet. We'll do a what's in the box on that one of these days, and be very careful on those pages that we can't show. But anyways, we're getting kind of the end here. And I was really kind of surprised because Hendrix, they've done some kind of similar boxes in the past. But it seems like they're kind of all over the board on how they're going with stuff. But this is spot on almost with the way the setup of the last box set. And I'll show you that one towards the end here after we take a look at everything here. Now, this is where TJR ran into some problems here. So once again, the folio here with the book out of the middle. So the book just kind of sits in the middle there. Show you again the original artwork of the album, and then this really cool drawing here, Jimi Hendrix Experience. Oh, that's representing the mono one there. And then we flip it open. Kind of losing artwork here now. Oh, there we go. Some, I guess. I always love the purples and the oranges, the yellows, blues, pinks, everything with the Hendrix stuff. I think these colors always really pop. But of course that is, and I always like to show this way with the panels too. And this one you really got to show like that. So we've got 4 pockets, but 5 discs. And this is what TJR, and I'm glad that I saw this beforehand because I'm hoping I'm not going to go through the trouble he had. So I'm going to kind of fold this up so we can just focus right now on disc 1. And there is a second disc here. So this is disc 1, the stereo album, original stereo mix. And in here also, ooh, and it was stuck a little, like he found out, is the Blu-ray. So be very careful with that if you get this. The Blu-ray is in the first pocket, and be very careful pulling it out because somehow the glue kind of got adhered to it. And we'll take a look at the Blu-ray as soon as we got that out. But the sleeve for the Blu-ray gets the original artwork, and there's the back there. And then here is the disc label. And I'm probably actually, just from what I saw in his stuff, I'm going to leave that out of the sleeve or out of this pocket here. And I always put my disc in a like a rice paper sleeve. Actually, this will not sit in here without that. That kind of worries me. Okay, I'm going to work on that after I get done with the video. For now, I'm leaving both discs out. So let's take a look at disc 2, which would be the mono mix. And this one is kind of hiding, so I'm hoping I'm able to get it out here all right, because it gets stuck in that glue. There we go. I think this last box I had the same trouble with, if I remember correct. But there is the disc 2, which would be the mono 1967 original mono mix. This one I'll put back in. I will put these into rice paper sleeves, and maybe they'll sit in there a little better because I'll give a little bit more thickness, and it'll maybe hold it a little more to the edge. Now this one was right to the edge, and even if they do get kind of into that glue, no big deal there. But here's disc 3, which gets us some of the bonus tracks. And let's take a look at the track listing on this. So we get this held here again. So you look at the disc label. We got Mr. Bad Luck, take 6. She's So Fine, take 4. Burning of the Midnight Lamp, take 30. The Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice. Oh, that one's always such a mouthful. The Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice. The Paramount Studios, it says. Burning of the Midnight Lamp, instrumental. The Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice, instrumental. Stone Free, Up From the Skies demo, which I think that was the new one. They started with the single after the announcement on this. Now that I saw that again there too, just remembering from my notes from before. Up From the Skies, take 2. Ain't No Tellin' demo, Ain't No Telling, take 12. Little Miss Lover demo, One Rainy Wish, take 1. You Got Me Floatin', take 1. Untitled Guitar Experiment, Bold as Love, take 19. Castles Made of Sand, take 16. Wait Until Tomorrow, take 2. Spanish Castle Magic, take 2. Little Wing, take 2. Untitled Instrumental number 1, take 3. And Burning of the Midnight Lamp original mono mix. So that's nice for getting that here too. And then The Stars That Play with Laughing Sam's Dice original mono mix also. So that's all on disc 3 there. So a lot kind of the studio and alternate takes. So I'm almost assuming, and I'll show you once again the track list on that if you want to take a look there. If you didn't understand my reading of it there. And then we'll show you disc 4 here, which I'm assuming is going to be... Oh, it looks like we still got some studio stuff there too, but I'm thinking more kind of the live stuff and the television appearances. Let's get that out of there. Luckily, this one's sitting right at the edge there. This one's got the purple label on it. Now that we got that set, so disc 4, we got Little Miss Lover, alternate version, Spanish Castle Magic, take 4, Wait Until Tomorrow, making sure I got that upright, Wait Until Tomorrow, take 14, Castles Made of Sand, backwards guitar. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, there is a lot of backwards guitar in there, isn't there? One Rainy Wish, alternate version. Untitled instrumental number 2. So we had instrumental number 1 on the first, or on disc 3. Now we got number 2 on this one. Burning of the Midnight Lamp, D Time. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So there we go, Sweden. Sgt. Pepper's is on this one, so I did good picking my guitar pick there. Fire, Sweden. The Wind That Cries Mary, Sweden. Foxy Lady, Sweden. Hey Joe, Sweden. I Don't Live Today, Sweden. Burning of the Midnight Lamp, Sweden. Purple Haze, Sweden. And I believe those are all those television appearances. I think those are from that Swedish television show that they went on to. And I think that's where we're getting those television ones. The next ones look to be just a few more, but we got Burning of the Midnight Lamp, Top of the Pops. So a BBC one, I would think that would be. And then Purple Haze, Hopla. And then Foxy Lady, Hopla. Or Hoopla, I don't know. It's Hoepla. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll let you look at it. You decide how that's pronounced. It's Hoopla or Hopla, or maybe it's something completely different that I'm not even aware of. Like maybe Hapla or something. I don't know. So we'll get this one put back. Kind of box everything back up here. So yeah, the booklet back into the middle of the folio. I got to figure out with the Blu-ray and disc 1 there what to do. Thank you, TJR, for I'm glad I caught your video before I made this one, so I knew to be careful. So we got that all back in there, and get the little slip case back on, kind of go it slow there so you can kind of see how that all lines up. I think that is great how they got that to line up like that. That is so cool. And I'm going to hold up. I was talking about the last box set that came out and what I was kind of surprised about. But yeah, the Electric Lady Studios Jimi Hendrix Vision was the last big box set from the Hendrix estate, and they're exactly the same size. Look at that. So these are going to fit nice on your shelf together. And what TJR was saying, and I kind of agree, the John Lennon estate, I'm going to hold this one because that's the one we're kind of focusing on. John Lennon estate with the Ultimate collection is doing a great job kind of keeping that 10 by 10, so just a little bigger than this, but still very manageable size box, and keeping those all kind of uniform. So this is really great. The Hendrix estate is kind of taking note on that, I think, too. And hopefully bringing out some more box sets kind of, you know, this size, that they're all going to be sitting the same, because his stuff has been all over the board. For the most part, it was kind of those longer boxes for a long time. There was originally just within the box, and then they were kind of like the book style, that longer, like a digibook. And then they kind of went to a larger book style with that Electric Lady Land one. And the Songs for Groovy Children was in the little just CD box with the little sleeves for each CD. So, I mean, they've been all over the board with stuff, but this is really great. And they're keeping the price in point on this too. I don't think the prices are too bad on these. The cardboard is a little thin on them. That's going to be kind of one. I didn't realize I had a couple other sets. This one got a little crushed. I think it was kind of like this when I got it though too, just from the shipping. But I got to be careful with that and kind of keep these separated. But yeah, I think it's a pretty good little size box. I'm seeing too, they're not too far off from, I just kind of held it up. You can't see it here, but I got my George Harrison All Things Must Pass 50th anniversary CD up there. They're pretty similar in size to that. And I know I've kind of complained about the size on that one, but these look to be pretty similar in size to that too. Let's see, what did I not cover here? I think I covered everything else, kind of covering what was on the Blu-ray. That's another thing. I'm kind of, you know, it's nice to get all the audio with like maybe an uncompressed file, higher resolution audio on the Blu-ray. They only got different versions of the original album, so the uncompressed audio of the stereo and the mono, and then the new Atmos mix for the album too. So it's just 3 versions of the album basically, which is great too. But I feel like with 40 other tracks, they could have probably fit that on and done, you know, uncompressed audio with that too. So a couple little minor complaints there, but, and also be very careful with your disc 1 and the Blu-ray disc on how they kind of cram them into the same pocket there. So heads up on that. Hopefully I'm not getting this out there too late for other people to catch that too. So anyways, that is Bold as Love, the Access Bold as Love sessions. I'm kind of thinking this is a pretty fantastic little box set. I'm really happy with it. The packaging is beautiful. I think I'm going to have some pretty good listening here with all the sessions and outtakes. I always really enjoy the Jimi Hendrix experience, and been collecting them since not long after I got started with the Beatles. So I mean, this could have almost been Jimi Hendrix Dustino, I don't know. Or the Dustino experience. Ooh, I like that. I like that. The Dustino experience. That could be an alternate channel maybe one day. There's not enough to come. I like just splattering in Jimmy with my Beatles stories here and there. So so that won't ever happen, but there we go. The Dustino experience. So that's what we'll call this segment of a Beatle Dustino. On the Beatle Dustino channel, we're having the Dustino experience. There we go. So anyways, I'm going to get fully wrapping up. But before I do that, once again, I want to thank all my subscribers, and thanks to any new subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And do hit the notification bell so you know when I got new videos coming out. Also, please give the video a like if you liked it. And like I always say, you stuck around to this point, you must like it. So please give it a like and do leave a comment. I love having a discussion with everybody. Let me know your thoughts on this new set, the Bold as Love, the Access Bold as Love sessions. Did you pick up a copy of it? Did you get the LP version, the CD version? That's another kind of cool thing there. That's the only two options you got. So not all this, you know, there's a 1 CD, a 2 CD. This is it. This is what you get. And anyways, let me know your thoughts on that. Have you got some of the other Hendrix box sets? Also, did you have any issues with disc 1 and the Blu-ray? Do you got a solution on how to store this? Because I'm trying to figure this out here. So, and I know TJR is too. I think he's returning his, but I think you're going to get the same trouble with whatever version of it you get. So you got to just kind of figure out its quirks and features there and work with it. As Doug DeMuro says, shout out to a really big YouTuber in a completely different arena, with the automotive arena there. But I always love Doug's quirks and features. All right, anyways, I'm getting way off track, so we're going to get fully signing out. I'm Beatle Dustino, bringing you the Dustino experience, signing out.